this is Natalie from Line.arrow from the Netherlands, and I'm here to create my first video of a mini series that I'm doing together with Sophie from Sophies Crafty Corner. We are creating a tag book or booklet. The original idea was to create a tag booklet together on screen. So we tried to record two screens at the same time, and after 5 minutes my recording started to tremble, really shaky, and we tried to see, well, I tried to see when we finished the recording if it would look very bad, and I thought, well, if it's not bad on the editing program we can continue, but it looked terrible. So we can't do that. And now we decided to each make our own videos, 2 videos in total, and the third one is going to be a live video. And the first one is released today, and the second one will be released a day after tomorrow, and the live video will be on Friday. So keep an eye on the channel for the live. The live will be on Line.arrow channel, but Sophie is going to create a accordion flip tag book. So she's going to use a different way of creating the binding, and I'm going to create a ring bound tag flip book. I created one in 2024 for a challenge. This is actually a free challenge paper that is in my Facebook group, and I had so much fun creating this. So I thought, let's make one again. If you're interested in to see how this one is made, I have a video on that one. I will try to link it down below, but if I forget, please ask in the Facebook group. I have 3 tags from the Curio Cabinet of Medicine and 3 from the Verdant ledgers. What I did, I created a sort of template. It's not perfect, but it's working. And I measured where the hole needs to be compared to the ring. I have these rings. I have a link. It's already in the Facebook group, but I will also try to link it down below. It's an Amazon link where I purchased these. These come from my craft store. I have these a long time already, but I found these also on Amazon. And I think I used this one also in the mugshot journal that I still had to finish. But what I did, I punched the holes in all the tags, and I also punched it, maybe you can see, because usually it's a perfect circle, but I also punch a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, so you have more wiggle room. These I punched each separately, and these I punched all at one time, as you can see. And what I also did was I went in with the scissors to make the hole just a little bigger. I am going to put like hole reinforcements on it. So for instance, I can use these. These are in the kit. And I also have the string of like buttons. Where do I have these? These. I can also use these. But I thought, well, these are going to be fun. But I have 3. So this is just for one tag. And then I have... yeah, I don't have enough, I see. I need to improvise. I also have like these. Not sure if you can see, but these are with book papers. These are craft. So I can also glue these on or punch new ones. I have a punch that makes these. But I also have a die cut that creates these, because I think I also have in here all the things we keep, right? These are made from foil. But yeah, I have a lot of these craft. So I have enough for the tags. That's not an issue at all. So I will put these, you see, these are like smaller, but I can glue these on, and these are a little bit bigger, as you can see. But maybe I'm going to do different things on different tags. I will show you the reinforcement punch. It is this one. If you have a piece of cardstock, you just... Oh, I always have trouble with this one. I don't know what it is, but it just punches one. I'm not sure if it's even working anymore. Apparently not. Something is wrong with this one. Okay, let's check again. Oh, now it's working. Look, these are a little bit bigger, so maybe these are better. You see? Maybe I'm going to use these. And it just punches this, and yeah, the little inside is bulking up inside here. That is why probably it wasn't punching the first time. And this one is from... Okay, there's still... Still a lot. Is this from We Are Memory Keepers? I think it is. I don't know. I have to look that up. I don't know at the moment. But yeah, let's work on the tags. Otherwise, I will not be finished in 2 videos. We agreed to make the front cover in the live video. So that is a challenge for me, because usually I start with the cover to be inspired. But I tried something different lately. To first make the inside and then come up with the outside. I want to... I think this is the order that I'm going to work with. Although this is already a pretty tag. So maybe this one is going to be the front one. Well, they are pretty, but or is this one going to be the front? I think this is going to be the front one, I guess. I did ink already around the tags, and the other thing I want to do is, because I wanted to create vellum pockets. That is what I also was planning to do. So I'm going to get some vellum. I got this vellum in a second-hand store nearby my work. Still debating if this is going to be the front one. I still think I'm going to use this as the front, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just going to create a pocket. I'm just eyeballing. Something like this. Oh, I need to get my paper cutter. I forgot to get that. And I'm just going to sort of eyeball where I need to cut. I'm going to cut slightly bigger because I'm going to fold the sides inwards. I could make a double pocket if I want to. So I'm not sure yet. So I will just cut this piece off. So what you basically got is this. Nothing special. Not too difficult, I think. Now, as you can see, my tag is sticking out just a tiny bit. What I am going to do is I'm going to make a small cut over here and a small cut over here. And I'm going to fold this inwards. And I'm going to fold this the other way. And I will show you in a minute why. I'm going to do the same over here. I'm just eyeballing how much I need to fold it in. And if you want to measure it exactly, yeah, you can do that, of course. I don't like to measure, so I don't do that. Okay. If you fold this inwards, like so, you can see this is going to create a little bit of depth. So you have room to store a tag in. And the same over here, if you put this on your tag, like so. Let me get a tag so I can show you. There's this one. If I glue it on, I can slide something behind over here, and I can slide something over here. Obviously, this is a very huge tag, so it's not very easy to slide in, although I could slide it in like so and make it like sticking out on the bottom. I'm not going to do that because obviously I'm going to glue the bottom. So maybe a smaller tag would be more, well, work better, but it was just to show you what I meant. Because I also think maybe I'm going to put this one in here and this one in here. But I also want to reinforce the top part a little bit. So I'm also going to fold this inwards. And I'm going to do the same on here. Fold it inwards. And when you fold it back and open it a little, you should be able to cut this piece off. It's a little bit slanted, if I'm saying that the right way. Yes. And what it does take away the bulk from the folding. So this is what you got. This goes inwards. And this is going to be glued to the front side. This is going to be glued to the, well, the front side of the second pocket, to the tag, and this is going to be glued down. I can glue it down already to make my life a little bit easier. Yeah, it's a bummer we can't record together. Yeah, I could buy the paid version of StreamYard, but yeah, I thought why? It's not cheap. And it's not like I'm doing tons of lives and record a lot of stuff, so. But yeah, this is what we got. Now what you can do is obviously pull this and you can sew over your pocket. So you can sew over here and sew over here. I think I will do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that because I like sewing. So I'm quickly going to show. I'm quickly going to sew and then you will see me back. So what I did, I sewn a rectangle over here and I only sewn over here. I said I was going to sew over here too, but that has no use at all. It's not going to add anything to your pocket as this is going to be covered with the front little pocket. So no use in doing that. And I'm also going to take a tiny bit of over here. So I'm going to cut this in a little angle too. And I'm going to do the same over here. Just to make a better folding. Like so. Yeah, I am going to glue it on. Probably I will want to sew on top of the pockets with the embellishment, but I'm going to sew on the embellishment, and that is what I'm going to glue onto my tag. Oh, I also need to create a closure here. So I sewn over the pockets, or over the tag. I did a double stitching over here, as you can see, and over here I only stitched one time, otherwise it would be too busy on the how do you say that, on the pocket, because it's very narrow to sew on. Although I made a mistake, I do believe this is the best way to sew on this pocket also. So it will be attached to the tag very firm and very well. So at the end it turned out okay. I do like this one in here. I do like this one in here. Now the original tag has a option over here to have a hole, of course, but I don't have the hole over there. So I am going to put the reinforcement pieces on, and I'm going to glue these on, which is a very precise work. I'm going to show you one, and then the other ones I'm going to do off camera. Because as you can understand, especially with my hands, it's going to be extremely tiny. Although I'm doing it rather fast. I'm impressed by myself. I'm just going to glue this one on first. The reason why I skipped the middle part, because I also want to add something over here to cover up the hole, and then glue on the reinforcement piece. This works best. Scraps. Let's see, I have also cut out all the tiny bits. And I could also just add this label. Although this label is rather high, so it's covering up a lot. Also put this one on. This is upside down. And before I glue it on, I'm just going to ink a little over here. And I also need to ink a little over here. But I also want to have a little cheesecloth underneath. And it's just going to be a small piece, because it's a tiny, tiny, tiny label. But I'm so happy I cut out all the elements. Ready to record our double at the same time crafting video with Sophie to find out that it's not going to work. But yeah. And Sophie was awake so early. She was already recording, well, chatting with me before we start recording at 8 a.m. So I'm so sorry, Sophie, it didn't work out. I feel so terrible. Okay, I think I will put it underneath now. Because on top of it would look weird. And now I'm going to glue this on. Okay, just take out the tag and just wiggle this like so. Yeah, this could work. Oh, I'm so happy to craft a little. I was very disappointed we couldn't do the video together. And it's already, well, within half an hour, in 45 minutes, my husband will be home. And I already prepared dinner this morning to be ready. So I did a lot of things preparing, and at the end I didn't craft. As a matter of fact, I just received a text message from my husband that he is now in the car driving home from work. I also have been thinking if I should, this hurts, put eyelets in here. And I don't think I'm going to do that. Although the bigger ones, these, look awesome. So I have to figure out off camera if I have enough of these. And then I also need to figure out, okay, where is the, over here, if this is going to affect with the binding. Because the last thing I want is that things don't work. It should be like this. Of course they're popping out, but I think it can work. Okay, well, I will put the eyelets in a later stage, so I have time to collect eyelets for all of the tags. I already have 3. But yeah, I want to put this in here. I want to put something over here. It has to be one of the tinier pieces, of course. Just let me check what time my husband will arrive from work. Oh, yeah, I need to hurry up. I want this one in here. I already said that. I think I want this label one, medicine. Okay, also put a label over here. But I need something over here too. Do I have butterflies? I need butterflies. Where are the butterflies? They are over here. Maybe I'm going to do something like this. Yeah, that is what I'm going to do. Ink. And ink the butterfly. I'm also going to ink this. And I'm also going to ink the back side. And I will tell you why. Because if I have this like so, somewhere in the middle, and punch a little hole over in here. Just clip these together. And then add a tiny eyelid. And these are really tiny. Okay. And squeeze it like so. Slip this to the other. Then I can glue this on. Like, okay. Like so. So it's a little bit like 3D, or 2D actually. Put it on the pocket. And this one I want a little fabric behind. Where is the fabric? I have cotton over here. Yeah. And I'm going to glue this on. Like so. Okay, maybe you heard, but I was called by my husband. I did cut the fabric a little bit smaller and I frayed it, and I think I will go stitch around it. This is going on here. I also thought maybe it would be nice to go on here, but no, I'm not going to do that. I think it will go over here. Go to stitch around this one, stitch around this one, stitch around this one. Maybe I need to add something on here too. Let's quickly see what I got. Maybe like a sample label. Or maybe just a little butterfly label. I will go for the butterfly label. So, shall I add it here or here? I think I will add it here. Like this. And this to go over here. Do I need to add something on this tag? Maybe chart of accounts. Maybe it's too long. Maybe the word account book. And I'm also going to add cheesecloth underneath. And I think then my first tag is almost ready. Because I also need to put in strings in the tags. But I'm pretty sure I will not be able to create all these tags in 2 videos. I'm too detailed. And I do want to play with them and have some fun. So maybe do a few off camera. But yeah, let's see how far I get. So I'm going to put this on here. And this can go in here. So I'm going to sew around the tag, the bottle and the medicine label, and around this label, and then you will see me back. Sewn around this tag, I'm going to glue this on. I didn't cut off all the threads, which is not something I do very often because I just keep cutting them off, even though I want to put them on there. It's not my jam, but I'm trying to do new things. So maybe I will be able to not cut off the strings in 2026. Who knows? I'm going to glue this a little bit over so it's and here I go. I'm going to cut these from the back side. On the front side, it's only one. Okay, I do need to glue this down to make sure it's flat. Otherwise, I can't get it into the pocket. Obviously, this needs to dry. Otherwise, if I put it in now, I'm going to glue it into the pocket. So for now, we leave that to dry. I want to put in a string in here, like I said. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Wait. That could help keep the thing down. Where's my hand? Oh, I just put a little bit of tape on here. Okay. Okay, that was the next one coming from work. That was my son. If I needed anything from the store, which I don't. Also want to add a little bit of tape over here. I just love this tape. And I made tape myself. And I did find it, but now I lost it again. I'm not sure if I did a video on it. I don't believe I did a video on it. This can go in here. Maybe I can slide this in here now. Yes. And I'm debating if I'm going to use like this string to add a little bit of red. And maybe I'm also going to do some stamping at some point. But I will do that when everything is assembled together. No, I want it like so. And I also want this. So making knots at the end. Got it. I want to make 2. Ow. Okay. And this slides in here. Oh, I like this. So this is tag number 1. And maybe I'm going to still add a label over here and do a little stamping. I have like these labels. So I can also glue this over here. And have a stamp on it. But maybe I'm going to do that later. For now, this is going to be it. Now I need to go fix dinner. And maybe I'm going to record my second tag also. And then finish this video. So, see you in a bit. Let's start with the second tag. Hopefully it's going to be a lot faster than the first one I created. Let's see. Where do I have the numbers? I know I have cut out these numbers too, because they were also in the kit as an embellishment piece. I think I want a tab on it. Oh, I think I also want to add a tab over here. But maybe I'm going to do that a little bit later. Or off camera. But let me see. Let me quickly try to find the image that I need. Because I can't seem to find it. So many. This is also fun. So many elements to play with. It's just. I enjoyed creating the kit, but I also enjoyed working with the papers a lot. I really enjoy it. But the only downside is I can't seem to find the numbers. Where did I put the numbers? Are these the numbers? No. I know I cut all of them. Oh, over here. Here they are. Also have the tiny ones. 8, 6. Okay, let's see. We could do a swivel. Maybe like so. Maybe that's fun. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure if I'm able to actually go all the way to here. No, I need my other pokey tool. And maybe I also need to first sew around the borders and cover this up. Let me quickly do that. For this one, I want to use some fabric. Although I do like the stamp over there. So maybe I can create a thinner strip. We got this. I want this over here. Maybe like so. Do I want something underneath? Maybe I do. I'm going to glue these also onto the tag. Okay. This looks a little bit weird, but I'm going to add the eyelets because I have enough eyelets. I figured it out. So that's going to be great. Something over here. Maybe. Do I want it like so? Like so. Or nothing. I think I will add nothing. This is going to be a swivel tag. But I want something on here. Okay, first let me punch out the hole. I'm just going to poke it through the whole tag. And then I'm going to set it, but I'm not going to push all the way, so I would be able to swivel it. Just a little pressure, but you can still turn it around. I forgot to sew around this one. That's just dumb. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, whatever. I also have this scissor. Not sure it will fit this make. I wanted to add a tab. Where's the tab? Over here. I think I want it over here. So I sewn over the tag. I had a few missed bunches over here, but yeah, it is what it is. This is going to swivel. Maybe I want to add something over here. I have a tiny little butterfly that I can put on. Yeah, it's cute. Let's do that. Maybe I want to add a little bit of fabric underneath. Sorry for the noise. Ooh, I can use this. I'm also thinking maybe I can add 2 eyelets over here and just glue the butterfly over here. Let's do that. Okay. Put in some eyelets. I'm also going to put an eyelet over here. And for those of you who responded on my previous video, I'm not sure if this is the video before this one, because I'm not sure if I'm going to put another video before this one. But it was the video where I told you about the nail issues that I'm having, and I received so many kind messages. And maybe somebody's thinking, well, what are you even stressing out about? It's not the worst thing in the world. I don't know. I'm not saying you are doing that. But to me it is. Because if it affects your hands or only your nails, it's just so painful. It really is. And I learned from that video that a lot of people suffer with these things. That I know, well, they are in my group for a very long time, and we don't even know this about others. So I'm very sorry that you are struggling too. For those of you who responded, well, I have issues like that too. And I'm trying to figure out how to take care of the whole situation to make it not affect, well, mostly crafting. I can type, that's not an issue. But if I type and do crafting right after each other, that hurts. But yeah, I work 3 days a week, so I think that will not be the biggest issue for me. But I also hope I can fix it or make it more manageable. That is basically what I want. I want to make a thin hole, and I know that these punches are thinner than the handheld, so the big bite makes smaller holes. But I'm just happy that I can do some crafting today. Oh, I need to switch this. Oh. Okay, let's squeeze it a little more. Maybe I'm going to use the other one. Maybe that's better. more control. It's extremely tiny, but it is working. Okay, my idea was, I just came up with that. I have to figure out if I need to put it in back to front or front to back. I don't know. Depends. I think back to front is the right direction. Yes, it definitely is. Okay. It needs to be like so. And then I want this in here. This in here. This in here. This one. And this one, what am I doing with this one? I'm going to leave it like this, or I'm going to take it up a little. So it's going to be somewhere over here. Yeah, I think I'm on the right track now. Oh, it's not working. Like so. Yes. Although I don't like this. Can I do something to make this look more together? I think I will be crafting for hours this way, because I'm so into details. Yeah. It is what it is. Okay. Okay, I can even take this one back to the front. I like this. For sure. Okay. Maybe go underneath one more time. Okay, what I'm going to do is I have a little bit of brown paper, and I'm going to back number 3 and number 2. I'm going to back these, cut these out, and then you will see what I'm going to do with them. So I back these, but I need to back them again, but in a little different way. First I need ink. And the reason I backed these, well, I'm going to back these actually twice, is because then they are a little bit more heavy. And they're actually going to work for what I'm planning to do. I want these to be glued on to the string. But it's not going to be easy because I have to cut around the element while it's on a string. So don't cut the string. So what I'm going to do, wrong piece, is glue it on almost. And then go underneath. You can also measure this, of course. But I'm not a person that measures, so. And I'm also going to add a stapler. And I'm going to try to make the stapler go over the thread. So the thread is in the middle of the staple. Not sure if you can see. But like this. So I'm basically going to do the same with this one. Maybe a little lower. Yes. Okay. Oh, it needs more glue. Okay. And again, with this one, I'm also going to staple. I'm also going to put a staple in this one at the bottom. Okay. So we got this now. Oh, it's going in the wrong direction. How can I make these? I'm not sure what I'm doing anymore. I wanted to flip these. Let's see. Well, I think it is going to flip anyway, so just want to tie another knot, but that is also very difficult to do. Yeah. I'm also going to add knots at the end here, like so. So when you watch this video, make sure you also watch Sophie's video, because she is also making a little tag booklet, but using a different style to, well, it's a different orientation she's going to do, and also a different way of attaching the tags together. And I think that is fun. And I will link her video down below. And also, if you're new to her channel, maybe you want to subscribe to her channel. She is trying to get to 1K subscribers. She is almost there. Because if she makes it, it would be even possible to do a live on her channel. Because below 1000K subscribers, you can't do a live video. So that's why. So these are my tags that I created today. And I have to say, I love them. Like I said, I am going to punch in these eyelets. I think that can work. And this is going to be my front cover. I have a feeling this is a little bit different. So this is how they look. So yeah, this is my first video of a short mini series I'm doing together with Sophie from Sophies Crafty Corner. And it would be very nice if you also watched her video and tune in for the next one. So if you are subscribed, make sure you hit the bell so you will be notified when we upload a new video. What I'm going to do is do this. So it stays like a dangle over here and it's not getting away. But yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. I hope you like this one, so leave a like. And also, there is something new you can do. You can hype the video. And hyping the video doesn't cost you anything, but it gives me like extra points. So the video is being hyped. So if you would do that for me, that would mean the world to me. Because then my channel is going to be a little bit more visible. And yeah, that's the whole goal of having a channel. Reaching people, to inspire people, and to have fun with the people on the channel together. So if you want to do that, please, thank you so much. And like I said, see you in the next video of the mini-series. Make sure you watch Sophie's. And we also continue with the challenges in the Line.arrow Facebook group. But that I will do in a separate video. This is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay creative. Greetings from the Netherlands. And I hope to see you the next time. Bye bye. Bye.